Did you know that we all need to do the inner work, heal ourselves first in order for us to have a loving and successful marriage? Marriage really helps us become more self-aware, see ourselves objectively, who I am, what I do, and how I do it. Hi everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. So let's talk about why I believe that marriage is the perfect place for self-discovery. The most important discovery I really believe is self-discovery. I've been married for 2 decades and I'm immensely grateful to my partner for helping me become more emotionally aware, emotionally expressive. We have learned tools. We have improved our way of communication so that we can have a better and a stronger bond. And that's why Happiness is Love. We do the work that we do because, again, your parenting also first begins with your marriage. So when it really comes down to working on yourself, one of the most powerful things you can do in your marriage is to first work on yourself. There's nothing I can do for my partner but to first work on myself. And similarly, for my partner, there's nothing he can do for me unless he chooses to work on himself and herself, and then the relationship automatically blossoms. So what really happens in marriage is that there are those microseconds before I jump in and I share with you the tools. There are those micro moments of conflict and stress, which really are the defining moments, because fighting, and I made a video around it, fighting is an inevitable part of marriage. How you fight matters. Conflict is a healthy, necessary opportunity for our growth and development. Again, conflict resolution, how quickly we resolve our conflict is key. And there is an Austrian psychologist and there are Holocaust survivors where they have talked about the gap between stimulus and response. And this applies even to our marriage, which is that there are those brief moments, those micro moments between when your partner says something that lands wrong, and the stimulus is when you fire back with a piercing, hurtful, or sarcastic comment, which is the response. I am guilty of the same, and this is what we need to learn is if we go on a marriage retreat, we need to really figure out how should I really increase the gap between stimulus and response. I can read all the books on marriage. We can go for, like I said, marriage retreats, but till the time we don't expand the space between stimulus and response, between the moment when you feel triggered and the moment that we tend to lash out, none of it is going to matter. And there are amazing tools that will help you deal with your own anger, your irritation, your fears. And again, healing is such an important part of marriage. I believe that till the time I don't heal myself, I don't do the inner work, I cannot bring my best foot forward. I cannot show up in my bestest version, even in my marriage. And if I'm able to expand the space between stimulus and response, radical change becomes possible. So instead of fighting back and reacting to my spouse, I also learned, and I'm guilty of the same, what I would be very reactive. But then again, I realized that the idea is to hear first, to understand first, to dive deep within and know my triggers, and then practice. It takes practice, daily commitment to learn to pause and not react, but respond with kindness and curiosity. And I'm still work and learn, but again, now that I have worked on myself and I'm still work and learn, I have the tools, and that's why I want to share these tools with you, where we can choose to pause before we lash out. And those moments are really the defining moments in our relationship. So the question really is, how do I really expand that space? How can I really work on myself so that I can create first a happier, calmer, stronger bond with myself? And like I said, before you do any kind of work, your inner healing is paramount. I cannot pour from an empty cup. till the time I don't make the conscious effort of working on my own healing, on becoming more self-aware, in identifying my triggers, how can I possibly think of working on my marriage? Because what happens, and what I did was, I was so focused on trying to fix and correct and change my spouse that I forgot that I have to do the inner work first, while I was struggling because I was not focusing on changing myself first. And you have to make a conscious commitment. You have to make a conscious choice of first working on your well-being, on your happiness, on your health. Because again, everything is going to spring from that space. And sometimes we struggle, and we all struggle, and we are so wired, and we are so obsessed with just trying to change the other, that I forget that there are parts of me that I'm running away from that need fixing. So what are some of the tools that I have learned, I have applied, and I believe that have helped me in making my bonds stronger and more meaningful? Number one, practice mindfulness. You've probably heard all about the science-backed benefits of mindfulness and meditation, but I'm telling you, nobody tells us why this is important. We probably know that top performers in every field rely on this practice, but it is important because it makes you mentally fit. Till the time I am not emotionally stable and mentally fit, how can I bring my best self as a parent or as a professional or as a spouse? So to begin with, let's start understanding why this is important, because the benefits are enormous. And small steps, little steps plus consistency equals success. All I need to do is, we don't need to get overwhelmed, is to just sit silently with your spine straight. And all you need to do, and if you're just starting off, is to inhale and exhale and just feel the sensations in your body. Because we all are guilty of living in our minds. Our mind is always wandering, either in the past or in the future. So what do we need to do? We need to tame this monkey, and this practice of just being mindful, noticing your breath, noticing the sensations inside of you, and then observing yourself in action when you're in action with another person. When you start to focus your attention on how you are communicating, what is your body language exuding? How is your communication style impacting people around you? Is there something about your attitude and behavior that needs correction? All of this gently brings back your attention to yourself. And if you want to go deeper, you need to make this practice, again, a part of your life. And there are guided meditation and mindfulness practices that just help you calm your mind. And once you achieve this, it's almost like oxygen. You need it just to be your bestest selves. So I'm here to tell you that I know it's difficult initially, but we still have to do the work. Another profound inner technology for expanding this gap between stimulus and response is the process of questioning your stressful thoughts. It's called doing the work. In fact, for me, meditation is nothing else but meeting with myself. I just check in with myself and I ask myself, how am I feeling? And I try to label the feeling. This morning I was feeling a bit stressed and a bit tired. I asked myself, I labeled the feeling that I seemed to be a little stressed, and then I quizzed myself, why am I feeling stressed? And I got my answer, because I've been working too hard, I've been working too much, I've been feeling overwhelmed because my calendar is blocked and I've taken out no time for myself or for doing things that I love. The fun element is missing. And then what do I need to do? I need to practice more self-care and unplug for the next few days. So when you get into this practice of checking in with yourself, labeling your feelings, questioning your stressful thoughts, this is the inner work that you will do that will help you heal. It's a practice that pushes you to ask, what's going on? What do I need to do? This uncomfortable feeling is coming to tell me something. My body is giving me certain signals, and I need to address it. What is it that I need to do? Is there something that I need to change? Is there something that I need to learn? When you're experiencing these stressful thoughts, or when you're feeling triggered or you're anxious, it's very important to dive deep and ask yourself. We need to learn this practice of self-inquiry, which really helps us stay connected with our inner self and then take action. Once you have got your answers of whatever that you're feeling, then you need to take action of either practicing more self-care, talking to a professional, unplugging from the world, or just learning to accept whatever you're going through. The problem is that we don't acknowledge, we don't admit, we don't accept to ourselves what is going on. We tend to hide, we tend to pretend, we tend to fight our feelings. And then it does not serve us. It does not help us heal. So what I have done and what has helped me do the inner work is to again create space. Many of us live in a state of constant doing. We are hardwired for just doing. And hustling today has become all about multitasking and constantly being on the treadmill of busyness. But again, to me, hustle really means to rest, to reflect. And you need this reflection. You need recovery time from just doing so much. We're either working or caring for our children or stimulating our minds with social media and podcasts and Netflix binging and the 1,000 other distractions in modern life. That's why there is such a health crisis today. That's why mental health is in a state of crisis. I mean, today we struggle more than ever before. And mental health is a global problem. It needs to be a global priority again, because we don't give ourselves, we are not kind to our own mind. We need to carve out space to intentionally break this habit and expand that space from between stimulus and response. If I prioritize my well-being and give myself that healing, I will operate from a space of love and positivity and caring. But if I'm not giving myself that time and I'm constantly engaging and responding to all the arrows that are thrown up to me, what am I going to do? I'm going to get overwhelmed. I'm going to feel angry. I'm going to feel anxious. I'm going to feel irritable. I'm going to feel frustrated, and I'm going to push back. Just taking a small mental health break by just getting up from wherever you're sitting, just going for a quick walk, lying down on the couch for a brief power nap. Again, we are taught the opposite, that it's not okay to rest. It's not okay to say that you're tired. In fact, it's okay not to be okay. And this is what we need. This is the revolution that we're trying to bring at Happiness is Love, that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to rest. It's okay to say I'm tired. It's okay to say I'm so sorry, I won't be able to help you right now because I'm feeling tired right now. By giving yourself that space, you are honoring your mind, your body. You're allowing your mind to just to just breathe and enhance your ability to navigate whatever is happening in your life. So again, these are few very, very simple yet very, very powerful tools that I'm applying in my every single day life. And I believe that these are magical and they have profound impact on our well-being and happiness. If you're struggling with any aspect of your life, whether it is doing the inner work, your self-healing, struggling with practicing self-love and self-care, please reach out to us or comment on the box below, because we really care and we are here to help you be your bestest, grandest self. Thank you for all the love, for all the caring and all the encouragement. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.